All right, all right. What a day, Ace. It's going to be an amazing day today, 4th of July, 2023. Welcome back to the Masculine Minute. It's your co-host, Josh McGill, alongside of Ace Haggerty. What's going on, Ace?
Hey, good morning. Happy 4th of July, man. It is an amazing morning, an amazing day. Freedom, baby.
That's
Freedom.
Right, America. Let's get it. Let's get it. You know, Ace, it's crazy to think that 247 years ago, that 13 colonies said, fuck you to Britain and said, we're going to be on our own. It's our time. This is our time. And we're going to say, nope, we don't want the tyranny. We don't want any of that. Those rules impended on us. We're not looking for that anymore. We want to have our own sovereignty, right? So it's so incredible to think that we get to be part of this each and every year. And it's not about hot dogs and hamburgers. It's about independence, right? And today, I'd love to get deeper into what freedom means to us. We're so blessed to live in a country that's free, that we don't have those tyrannies anymore, at least from Britain. But in general, that we get an opportunity to get up and to create our own direction in life, to focus on what we want to achieve, what we believe in, and all of that. And we have the beautiful freedom of being able to do that each and every day. So I'd love to get deeper into what that freedom means for us.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. We don't have the tyranny of England, a king, a monarchy holding us back. And this is not going to be a political episode. We are not going to get into he said, she said bullshit, because when you do, you are playing a victim and you are not taking advantage of the amazing opportunities that this country presents. I've had the privilege of traveling to many different parts of the world. And guess what? We've got it pretty fucking good. And so for anyone who says Biden this or the government that or blah, 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 Fauci this, like, that's just playing the victim.
That's right.
And when you're a victim, you're a volunteer of holding yourself back. And today is about the freedoms that we have. Behind me, I have a photo of what represents freedom for me. That is a apartment. Well, not even an apartment. It's a Airbnb complex that I built in Nashville. I'm not technically in Nashville right now. However, I had the opportunity to build this. Yes, I had to go through the government red tape. Yes, it was a pain in the ass. But now those units provide me financial security because I'm able to rent them out. I'm able to give experiences to people coming to Nashville. And I am so honored and blessed because all I needed was an idea and the will to get it done. And I was able to do that. So that's what I know. I should have an American flag or something like that, but that is my American flag because we have the privilege and opportunity to do whatever the hell we want to do. And yes, there are restrictions. There is red tape. There is government overreach and things like that. However, if you look at it like a game, we're just playing the game of life, no matter what it is. And we live in a completely blessed time where we can have so many things at our fingertips, from the internet, from social media, from being able to raise money, capital from other people and have them join in our dream and share our dream. And behind me is prime example of why I love this country so much, because I wouldn't have been able to do anything like this if I was in a different country that had a lot more restrictive rules and regulations.
No, absolutely, dude. And it's just such a gorgeous testament to what's possible, and we can always blame other people for what is holding us back. But at the end of the day, this is all about what's the 6 inches of real estate between your ears. Because that real estate you got behind you is gorgeous. But you know what? You had to battle, and we all have to battle that 6 inches of real estate between our ears. And today we talk about Independence Day, independence from England, 247 years ago. And I challenge the listeners to think about how much their own mind is holding them back and what freedom could feel like if they were finally in control of their thoughts, or at least aware of them, and realize that they're just playing a bunch of patterns in their head, and that the handcuffs that they feel like they have on in life are put on by themselves, and that they have the opportunity, they have the key to unlock those handcuffs and to walk away a more fulfilled, proud man, proud woman out there. And there's no country better on earth to do it than here. No matter what the bullshit, to your point, no matter what the bullshit they see in the news, you shut the news off and just live a good Christian life. Just go out and help people and do what you'd want with others, so that as you'd want them to do to you, and just treat and feel, like you're blessed, because you truly are, to be in an environment like this. So, as far as for me, as far as the freedom side and the independent side, it's definitely around the mindset sector. Most of my life, I lived in a very boxed mind, thinking I could only do so much and only could help so many people. And I wasn't even thinking much about contribution or help back then. It was all just about trying to make it and trying to prove to others that I was worth it and all this bullshit. And what I found over time is that that is not really what fulfills us and what makes us truly happy, because you can always buy stuff, but as soon as you get that stuff, I don't know if that ever happened to you, Ace, but you get excited about buying a car or whatever it might be, and then the next thing you know, you have that thing that you finally worked for, and you're looking at it and you're like, okay, what's next?
Yep.
What's next? Okay, well, that's car's nice, or the house is nice, or this is nice. What's next? And you're never really happy about it. You kind of get to the goal, and then you look for the next goal, like climbing a mountain and looking for the next mountain, right? There's never an ending to that unless you decide there is, unless you decide there's a different meaning to that journey and that independence that comes from fulfillment of helping others, and to take as many people as you can with you on your journey in life, and to teach others what you've learned. And that's the beautiful part about this concept of each one teach one, right? I'm 44. I don't have the wisdom of a 65 or 70 or 80-year-old person out there, but I do have what I have. And there's people that need that, and that would benefit from what I've learned, just as I'd benefit from what they've learned, right? So it's this constant helping and growing. And we have such a beautiful country to be able to do that, and the freedom just to get in our car and drive wherever, and such incredible opportunities with national parks and beautiful nature and incredible people. If we just turn the news off and start living finally, that's where I think the independence and the freedom comes from. We have that opportunity to shut it off and go.
Yeah. Could it be better? Hell yeah, it could be better. And that's what we fight for every day. We fight to make things better in our lives, in our community, in our country. However, take a step back, appreciate what you have, what you got, the opportunities that are in front of you. Because, like you said, the only thing holding people back is a 6 inch of real estate in between their ears, because we do have it really well in this country. And that's what it was founded upon. That's why we broke away from England. We wanted freedom, freedom not to be oppressed, freedom of religion, freedom of speech. And yes, those things do get challenged. And yes, it does get messy from time to time. However, we still live in the best country in the world. And I've been to other countries. I remember when I was in Laos, I was just hanging out, walking around, and then the military comes around. They come around in their Jeeps, they've got their AKs and all of that. And they didn't bother me, but they were bothering the citizens. It was so crazy because they had a curfew. Imagine if you had a curfew and the military drove around your town saying, all right, it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever time it was, time to go back home, time to
Yeah.
go to sleep. And it blew my mind. I had no clue what was going on. In that country, they don't even have healthcare. If you're sick and you have the money to provide for healthcare, guess what? You got to go to Thailand to get healthcare. It's insane. And when you start taking a step back and looking at things like that and appreciating what you have, even the small things, us being able to, yeah, go outside, go where we want, get in our car, drive from state to state to state. I don't know everything that's going on in Europe right now, but from what you and Bryn are saying, like, they're trying to keep people now within a certain radius of the city that they're from. And it just blows my mind that in 2023, there are still parts of the world that are first world parts of the world where the government literally is stepping in and saying, you can go here, you can't go there.
Yep.
It blows my mind. You would think at this time, this age, it would be different. And so I just am so blessed and so honored to not only live in this country, but to represent it and to move forward, pushing what I feel are my rights and my beliefs as a freaking human being. And we get to represent that every time we open up our eyes in the morning.
No, absolutely, dude. And it's a matter of each day just getting up and realizing how grateful you truly are for for being here and being able to live out whatever you want your day to be. Think about that. If you had to get up and do a certain thing every day because the government told you had to, or you could only grow a business to a certain level, or you could only, do certain things based on their opinion of what should be.
Shit,
That's
man,
not.
my church raises money to free slaves, like literally people that are in bondage today.
Yeah.
We raise about $1,200 to $2,000 to be able to pay off these people's debt that are in the Middle East. They live in brick kilns. And this is only one small part of what's going on in this world. I'm not saying this for doom and gloom and this and that, but like the reality of the world we live in right now, people are still slaves. People are still in bondage. And we get to wake up every morning in our beds with our heater or AC on. Well, probably AC this time of year, but we get to wake up in our air conditioned house, apartment, condo, whatever, and we get to do whatever the fuck we want to do. It's
Yep.
incredible. Absolutely incredible.
It absolutely is, no doubt. And this weekend is the debut of a movie that I'm taking the family to see, called The Sound of Freedom. You know, it's about human trafficking and an ugly truth that nobody wants to talk about. And you know, we're blessed to be part of a group that helps liberate those children and those people that have been enslaved. There's more people enslaved now than ever before in human history, and it's absolutely ridiculous and crazy and scary. When a father of two young boys, you know, it bothers me that it's even a thing anymore. So to be part of that journey with that team, it's been just getting started with them, but I'm super excited for what that'll mean long term. But this movie is going to be a game changer. I think it's going to really open the eyes of the world to this gigantic problem that nobody wants to talk about. And you know, I'm excited to take my family there so my young boys can see that this is a real thing. I'll never forget, Ace. I was jogging out here. I'm a 44-year-old guy, right? I'm jogging out here in my development in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, about 2 years ago, and I'm jogging along just in my jogging shorts and just having a great old time. And I've jogged these areas so many times, and all of a sudden, this car kind of pulls up next to me, and then pulls up a little bit further to an intersection right above me and stops. And it was just weird. You know, those situations where your hair in the back of your neck stands up because you just know
Hmm.
something is wrong. And I'm just jogging along like, what the fuck is going on here? And this dude gets out with this heavy accent, and I could barely hear what he's saying, but he's like waving me over. He's like, come here, look what I have in my car. Come here, right? And I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on here? Right? Every single hair in my body at that point was staring up. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna run to the neighbor's house. Like, I don't have any weapons on me. I don't have anything. I'm just jogging around. I never thought me as a 40-some-year-old man would have to consider this. And it was really, really freaking weird. And he's like, come here, look in my car, look what I have for you. And I was like, holy shit. And you talk about picking up pace. I picked up pace, and I was only 100 yards from the house. And I took off back to the house, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, this is
Yeah.
real. Like, what his intent was, I don't ever fully know. And thank goodness I never had to figure that out. But the reality is, I'm like, if he's coming after a 40-some-year-old man jogging along, what would a child do? You know,
Yeah.
that freaked me out enough that I'm like, there's definitely a systemic problem here that we're feeling in Broadheadsville, which is a dot on the map. What is it like in the bigger cities? What is it like when it's more organized? You know, and that's scary as hell, especially as a father of two young children. And I said, you know what? No, this is not going to be a reality that my kids have to live in. And
No.
I'm going to be spending as much time as I possibly can to help make sure this doesn't happen to other families, because this is ridiculous. So this movie really starts to shed light on this incredibly huge problem that nobody wants to talk about.
Oh, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And I am so blessed to have the opportunity to work with that organization as well. The name of the organization, by the way, is Operation Rescue Children.
Yes.
It was started by our mentor, Dr. Keith Wagner, and it just it's amazing what what they do, because we've seen the people that they train. We've seen the people that go into these places to take down these organizations, to stop these people from trafficking women, children. It's ridiculous what we've seen, and we're only seeing it from the side of the people that they train. We don't see these families that are affected, these women and children that are affected. And it but it's eye opening. It's eye opening. And I think as men, I know as men, we have a responsibility to not only take care of ourselves and take care of our family and our community, but it is our responsibility to fight the evil in this world. Because the thing is about this, if you're not fighting it, you're a part of it. You are volunteering to be a part of what's wrong. If you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. And I just feel blessed that this came across me, because honestly, I have no experience with trafficking. I have no experience with slavery. I have none of that experience from my life. I was so blessed that I was able to live in a nice community that was well protected. Um, and at the same time, being in this now, I feel like it is my responsibility to do whatever I can, push myself forward, and help out in any way possible. Because, like I said earlier, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And I think it goes to say, yes, let's celebrate today. Yes, it's the 4th of July. Let's celebrate independence, but also realize that we need to step up as a country. We need to step up as men and take care of the people that can't take care of themselves, the people that can't speak for themselves, the people that are marginalized. Like, it is our job and our responsibility to step up, and the freedoms that we have, get the freedoms for those people as well.
No, totally percent, dude. And it's so important because those people cannot speak. The young children and women that are being trafficked, they cannot speak. They are held in dark places and used multiple times a day. It is fucking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Like they said, you can sell a bag of drugs once, but you can sell a child or a woman multiple times a day. And it fucking makes me sick. And the point is that this doesn't have to be the reality. If we all stand up to this, this does not have to be the reality. And if you guys want more information, you can go to operationrescuechildren.org. And there's tons of information on there about this situation, about this world that we live in. And yeah, most people don't want to even think about it existing, but it's there. And we can either face this and destroy it, or we can act like it's not happening. And once we face it and destroy it, which is what Operation Rescue Children does, that actually helps train the operators that go in and kick the doors down and save these kids. There's no bigger purpose in life than to support those men that go out and do this work, because that could be your child. You don't have children yet, Ace, but that could be your young daughter or son in the future. And that is not going to be a reality that I'm willing to live in. So the only way we're going to do it is by taking action.
That's right. That's right. And I'm with you 100%. It's a great organization, great people that are involved in it, and the people that they are training. I've met a few of them, and those, man, you're just around men and women like that, and it's just like you can feel their energy. You can feel how they walk in their lives. It's a very powerful thing to be around these people that are trained, because they see the ugliest things in the world. But at this end of the day, they're still human too.
Yeah.
So supporting them, taking care of them, making sure not only are they trained properly and they have the equipment, but ORC also makes sure that their psychology is there. So after they go through these places, before and after, that they can go home at night and be with their wives and their children and their families, and be able to make that switch so that they can be the father, that they can be the son, that they can be the friend or the brother that they need to be. Because what they experience when they are in those situations, it is going to war. The same war that we fought for our independence against England, they are fighting this war every single day, and it is so important. And I know we weren't thinking of talking about ORC today, but I feel like it is so important, and this came out for a reason, that these people need our support. So go enjoy the fireworks, enjoy the food. We are definitely going to enjoy the fireworks and the food and the family and being around our loved ones, but also make sure that you are taking steps forward in your life, that you are leading your life, that you are waking up every day on the side of good, fighting the evil that is in this world, because it is real, it is here, and it is in your backyard, and it fucking sucks. But at the same time, it gives us the opportunity to step up and prove ourselves once again. This war was fought 247 years ago, but we still fight a war today, and we need to keep fighting for our independence.
That's right. Independence, and also for the people who can't speak, to fight for their freedoms as well. And that's, for me, that's what Independence Day is all about. It's not burgers and beers and bullshit. This is about standing up for what we believe in. That's what we did 247 years ago. And that's what we continue to do. And we're not allowed to marginalize our women and children because of some bullshit weird motherfucker out there that's got some weird fantasies going on. It's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Not on my watch.
Hell yeah, brother. I love it, man. Well, that's awesome. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the
Get
fireworks.
out there, enjoy the family. That's right. Go America. Try to keep all your fingers today, gentlemen and ladies.
Keep your fingers. You need them. You need that trigger finger.
That's right. That's right. All right.
All right.
Thank you, guys.